What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? AJ Good here at the House of Masks, where we unbox and review cool stuff almost every single day. And guys, in today's video, we are righting a wrong for my collection. That is right, we are going to take care of this. And by we, I mean just me, not the guy that actually wronged me, but it's getting taken care of one way or another. Now, do you guys remember when I got ripped off by an ex-Slipknot member, Mr. Greg Cuddles Welts? Well, for those of you that don't, there is an entire video on the situation. I would highly recommend going and checking that out. It is actually a pretty entertaining video with a very interesting story. But, long story short, basically what had happened was I received a very special mask as a gift from someone very important to me. Mr. Ed Edmonds over at Distortions Unlimited decided to send me a thank you in the form of a Distortions Unlimited babyface mask, and not just any Distortions Unlimited babyface mask, but the one that I was seen in a video with. He completed this entire mask in a video that he featured me in. So it was a very special piece. Well, around the same time that I got that mask, I was put into contact with Greg Welts, aka Cuddles, from Slipknot during the MFKR days through a mutual friend of ours, and me and Greg had talked and he was going to paint that mask for me. He was basically going to convert it into the same style that he wore during the MFKR days, using the same methods and techniques that he used back then. Greg and I agreed on some very, very specific things, which he definitely understood. There was absolutely no way that there was a misunderstanding during this transaction, and even after he showed me the paint job that he finished it with, I let him know that I was not satisfied with the paint job and I wanted something a little closer to what we had discussed, and he decided not to fix it at all and just send my mask out. Now, a lot of weirdos thought that I was just being a crybaby in that video, which doesn't really make sense because I quite literally got scammed. Not only did I send off a very special and very sentimental piece, but I also paid my own hard-earned money to have something very specific done to the mask, which was not done to the mask. Essentially, my very special mask had been butchered at my own expense. Just imagine that you have a good relationship with your dad and he decides to give you this special car that you guys have worked on together. You decide that you want to surprise your dad by having this car painted the way that he always saw it painted. You take it to a shop, you pay the money for a very specific red paint job. But when the shop owner reveals your car to you, you got a camouflage paint job on the car. He still charges you full price and he refuses to help you out at all. That's basically what happened. I took a really nice sentimental item, I paid for it to be butchered, and I was unhappy, so I made the video. If you don't understand that concept, you are an idiot. So this is what we agreed that the mask should look like, and this is what Greg was supposed to give me, but what I got instead was, and brace yourself if you haven't seen it, whatever the fuck this is. Now, does this look cool? Yes, absolutely. This is a really gnarly concept piece, and I don't hate the way that it looks. It's done pretty well. It's spooky looking. I like it. But it's not what I paid for. That's why I was so bummed. We agreed on something very specific. It's not that hard of a concept to understand. This does not look like this. What's even worse about this is that Greg had done this for other people in the past and gotten their mask pretty close to how his looked back in the day. So I know he was capable, and I knew that there was no misunderstanding because it was plain as day, but still, this is what I got. Not only that, but if we're nitpicking, he also said that he was going to throw in some signed used drumsticks. Didn't get those. And he voluntarily said he was going to put those in the package, so I don't know, what the fuck ever. But regardless, that is not the point of today's video. Today's video is redemption, because one of the other copies that Greg did, as I just mentioned, surfaced for sale. And it just so happened to be for sale through one of my patrons, Mr. Gather Cole Collectibles. So I snuck in his DMs, I said, hey, I want to buy that. We worked out a deal, and now I've got it here and I'm excited to take it out of the package. Are you guys ready? Well then, let's go. Alright, I am very much ready for this. I think I got a really good deal on this. Not that I should have even had to buy it, because if everything worked out the way that it was supposed to, I would already basically have this mask in my collection, except it would have been on my very special Ed Edmonds gifted piece. But regardless, we had to make it right. As soon as I saw this come up for sale, I knew that I had to have it, and we've got it here now. So, are you ready to take a look? I will show you first, and you can see just how big of a difference there is. As we take it out of the bag there, check it out. And before I even see it, I'm just going to hold these up together for you. This is what I expected, or at least something close, and this is what I got. So, now I will turn it around for myself and have a look. obviously much, much closer. I still don't know exactly what he was doing, because one of the first things that I noticed about his converted Cuddles mask back in the day is that it had red lipstick on a cut mouth, and he doesn't even bother doing that. He just throws some blue and purple around the eyes and then does a little bit of work on the eyeballs themselves. But regardless, this is still way closer to what I expected and what I paid for than a big blueberry baby. So yeah, definitely stoked to have this in my collection. Now I have 2 Cuddles original converted baby face masks, and this will be the one that I say he converted into his actual Cuddles mask, and this will be a Cuddles concept. Maybe had he stayed in the band a little bit longer, the mask would have ended up looking a little something like this, but obviously that did not happen. So, huge shout out to Gather Cole Collectibles for selling me this piece. Definitely stoked to have it. These guys will both be behind glass eventually, as soon as I can figure out exactly how I want that display to look with all of the special masks in my collection in it. I will have them behind glass with some of the other special masks, and that will be that. But for now, we have righted a wrong, and maybe I won't be so resentful of this mask and how I butchered a really nice gift that someone gave me that has some sentimentality behind it. So with all that being said, I will leave you guys with some nice up-close shots of this piece to let you see all of the detail, and that will be that. Thank you guys very, very much for watching. I really hope that you have enjoyed it. And until next time, this has been AJ Good here at the House of Masks, telling you to say no to drugs and alcohol and say yes to doing what you get paid for. And we will see you guys in the next one.